Yo, America, let's talk about TikTok. You know, that app that's taken the world by storm, where everyone from teenagers to celebrities is sharing their lives in short, snappy videos. It's not just an app, it's a cultural phenomenon. You know that app where everyone's dancing, lip-syncing, and sharing their lives in 15-second bursts? It's become a platform for creativity, where people showcase their talents, humor, and even their daily routines. From dance challenges to cooking hacks, TikTok has something for everyone. It blew up, right? Suddenly your grandma's doing the renegade and your little brother's a viral sensation. It's amazing how it's bridged generational gaps, bringing together people of all ages. The app's algorithm is so good at showing you what you want to see, it's almost like it knows you better than you know yourself. It's been a wild ride. But hold up, things are getting real. With millions of users and countless hours of content, TikTok has become more than just a fun distraction. It's a major player in the social media landscape, influencing trends, music, and even politics. The US government started looking at TikTok sideways, and it's not because they can't handle another renegade challenge. They're concerned about the app's ownership and the potential risks it poses. With its parent company based in China, questions about data security and privacy have come to the forefront. They're worried about our data, our privacy, and who's got their hands on all that sweet, sweet information. In a world where data is the new oil, the stakes are incredibly high. Every like, share, and comment is a piece of data that can be analyzed and potentially misused. This isn't just about funny videos anymore, it's about who controls the information and how it can be used. The debate has sparked discussions about digital sovereignty and the need for stricter regulations to protect users. This is about national security, freedom of speech, and the future of the internet as we know it. The implications are far-reaching, affecting not just TikTok users, but the entire digital ecosystem. How we handle this issue could set a precedent for how we deal with other tech giants in the future. Buckle up, kids, things are about to get interesting. As we navigate this new digital landscape, it's crucial to stay informed and engaged. The decisions made today will shape the future of technology and our relationship with it. So, keep your eyes peeled and your minds open, because the world of TikTok is just the beginning. Let's rewind for a second. TikTok, owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, came onto the scene and completely changed the game. We're talking millions upon millions of users in the US alone, folks. It's not just teens either. Everyone from celebrities to politicians jumped on board. TikTok became a cultural phenomenon. It's where trends are born, stars are made, and businesses, big and small, try to grab your attention. It's where we go for a laugh, to learn something new, or just to kill some time. It's become a part of our daily lives. But here's the thing. The US government got worried. They started asking questions. Who has access to all the data TikTok collects? Could the Chinese government get their hands on it? Remember Huawei? Yeah, that whole situation spooked a lot of people. The US government started thinking, what if TikTok is a Trojan horse for espionage? Then President Biden signed a bill. This bill gave the government the power to ban apps that pose a national security risk. And guess what? TikTok was public enemy number one. Now TikTok didn't take this lying down. They knew they had to act fast and decisively to counter the mounting pressure and skepticism. They lawyered up, and I'm talking a whole army of lawyers. These weren't just any lawyers, they were some of the best in the business, specializing in tech, privacy, and international law. TikTok was ready to fight tooth and nail to protect its interests and its users. They argued that they're an American company at heart, with American employees and American users. They emphasized their commitment to the US market, showcasing their diverse workforce and the millions of American users who rely on the platform for entertainment, education, and even business. They even promised to store all US user data on servers right here in the good old US of A. This was a significant move, aimed at alleviating concerns about data being accessed by foreign entities. They highlighted their state-of-the-art data centers, equipped with the latest security measures to ensure user data remained safe and secure. They even brought in Oracle, a trusted American tech company, to manage the data. This partnership was a strategic move to build trust and show that they were serious about data security. Oracle's involvement was meant to act as a safeguard, ensuring that all data handling complied with US regulations and standards. They're like, see? Nothing to hide here. They wanted to project transparency and confidence, reassuring users and regulators alike that their data was in good hands. They rolled out new features and updates to enhance data privacy and security, making it clear that they were committed to protecting their community. But the government wasn't convinced. Despite TikTok's efforts, there remained a deep-seated skepticism among government officials. They questioned the effectiveness of these measures and whether they were enough to mitigate the perceived risks. They're still worried about that Chinese connection. The fact that TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is based in China continued to fuel concerns about potential influence and access by the Chinese government. This connection was a sticking point that TikTok couldn't easily shake off. This isn't just about data privacy anymore. The debate had evolved into a broader discussion about national security, digital sovereignty, and the future of global tech governance. Experts weighed in, analyzing the implications of allowing a foreign-owned app to dominate the social media landscape. This is about a clash of titans, the US government versus one of the most powerful social media companies in the world. The stakes were high, and the outcome of this battle could set a precedent for how tech companies operate in a globalized world. It was a showdown that would be watched closely by governments, businesses, and users around the globe. Section 5, the First Amendment, free speech under fire. This is where things get really juicy. TikTok threw another argument into the mix, the First Amendment, that whole freedom of speech thing. They said banning TikTok would be like silencing millions of American voices. Think about it. People use TikTok to express themselves, to build communities, to make their voices heard. What happens when you take that away? It's a tough question, right? On one hand, you have national security concerns. On the other hand, you have freedom of speech. It's a classic American dilemma. Okay, let's talk about the potential fallout. If TikTok gets banned, it's going to be a big deal. We're talking about millions of users losing access to a platform they love. Influencers who built their careers on TikTok, they'd have to start from scratch. Small businesses that rely on TikTok for marketing, they'd have to find new ways to reach their customers. And what about the rest of us? The casual scrollers, the meme lovers, the dance challenge enthusiasts? We'd have to find new ways to waste time on the internet. Tragic, I know. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, national security. Is TikTok really a threat, or is this just political posturing? The government argues that the Chinese government could force ByteDance to hand over user data, which could then be used for espionage or to spread disinformation. They're worried about our privacy, our security, and our democracy, but TikTok says, hold up, we would never do that. They claim they've taken steps to protect user data and that the Chinese government has never asked for it. So, who's telling the truth? It's hard to say for sure. So what's next for TikTok? This question has been on everyone's mind lately, from casual users to industry experts. The app has become a cultural phenomenon, but its future is shrouded in uncertainty. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. The situation is incredibly complex, involving multiple layers of legal, political, and social issues. It's not just about an app, it's about data privacy, national security, and international relations. It's a waiting game right now. The courts are involved, the politicians are debating, and the public is watching closely. Every day brings new developments, and it's hard to predict what will happen next. TikTok is stuck in the middle of a geopolitical tug-of-war. On one side, you have the US government raising concerns about data security and potential espionage. On the other side, you have TikTok, a platform beloved by millions, trying to prove its innocence. Will they be able to convince the US government that they're not a threat? TikTok's executives have been working tirelessly, holding press conferences and meetings to address these concerns. They've even proposed measures like data localization and third-party audits. Will they find a way to operate in the US while addressing the government's concerns? Negotiations are ongoing, and both sides are trying to find a middle ground. It's a delicate balance, and any misstep could have significant consequences. Or will they be forced to shut down their operations in the US altogether? The possibility of a complete ban looms large, and it would be a massive blow to TikTok's global ambitions. Only time will tell how this saga unfolds. But one thing's for sure, this case is going to have major implications for the future of social media, free speech, and US-China relations. The outcome could set a precedent for how other foreign apps are treated in the US, and could influence global policies on data privacy and security. The world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about TikTok. This is about the power of social media, the responsibility of tech companies, and the role of government in the digital age. We're living in a world where our lives are increasingly lived online. Our data is valuable, our privacy is vulnerable, and the lines between free speech and national security are blurrier than ever. The TikTok case is a wake-up call. It's time to have a serious conversation about how to regulate social media, protect our privacy, and preserve our freedoms in the digital age, because this is just the beginning. The future of the internet is at stake.